Welcome back to Pocket Change Coins coin enthusiasts. Today, we have something truly remarkable to explore, a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, the 1961 Lincoln penny. While this coin may seem like just another everyday penny to most, for savvy collectors, it's much more than that. The 1961 Lincoln penny has a fascinating story, a rich history, and, most importantly, a value that might surprise you. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much this coin is really worth. Let's start with a little history lesson. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin has undergone several design changes throughout the years, but one thing has remained constant: Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, let's jump to the year 1961. At this time, the United States was in the midst of a dynamic period. The country was under the leadership of President John F. Kennedy, who had been in office for less than a year, and there were numerous political and cultural shifts happening across the nation. Amidst all of this, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of coins, including the Lincoln penny, to meet the growing demand for currency. The 1961 Lincoln penny has the distinct look that was common during this era. On the obverse, you'll find the well-known profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who is forever memorialized on the penny. He was a man of great vision, wisdom, and courage, and this image has been a part of American currency for over a century. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced on the penny in 1959. The Lincoln Memorial represents the nation's respect for Abraham Lincoln's legacy, symbolizing unity, freedom, and democracy. But here's where things get interesting. While the 1961 Lincoln penny may have been minted in vast quantities, its value has steadily risen over the years, and collectors are starting to take notice. The reason? It all comes down to the coin's condition and certain rare characteristics that can drastically increase its worth. Like any coin, the condition plays a huge role in determining its value. Most pennies that have been circulated, especially ones as old as the 1961 Lincoln penny, will show signs of wear, scratches, fading, and even discoloration. But here's the exciting part: if you happen to have a 1961 Lincoln penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, you could have a rare find. A coin that has remained free from the typical wear and tear is highly desirable to collectors and can command significantly higher prices than a coin that's seen heavy use. If you're wondering what constitutes an uncirculated coin, it's simple. An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in regular transactions. It's been carefully stored and has remained in pristine condition. These coins are incredibly rare, and the 1961 Lincoln penny is no exception. So, if you find a 1961 penny that looks as if it just came out of the mint, you could be looking at a valuable piece of history. But condition isn't the only factor that can influence the value of a 1961 Lincoln penny. Another important aspect to consider is the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and there are three possible mint marks you might find on the 1961 Lincoln penny: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. While most coins are produced at the Denver Mint, some variations in minting can make a coin rarer and more valuable. For the 1961 Lincoln penny, a coin with a San Francisco mint mark may carry slightly more value to collectors than those produced in Denver, simply because fewer were minted at that location. Let's not forget about the potential for minting errors, which are some of the most exciting things collectors look for. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that's different from the intended design. These errors can make a coin incredibly rare and, in some cases, much more valuable. For the 1961 Lincoln penny, there are a few notable errors to look out for. One of the most coveted is the double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to be stamped twice. This results in a doubling effect on the letters and numbers, which is a clear indication of a minting error. A 1961 Lincoln penny with this error could be worth far more than a regular penny in perfect condition. Another error you might come across is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. Off-center coins are incredibly rare, and their unique appearance makes them highly desirable to collectors. So if you find a 1961 Lincoln penny with an off-center strike, you might have just found yourself a valuable collector's item. So, how much is the 1961 Lincoln penny worth? Well, the value of a 1961 penny depends on several factors: its condition, the mint mark, and whether it has any minting errors. In average, circulated condition, the 1961 Lincoln penny is worth only a few cents over its face value. However, when you find one in uncirculated condition or with a rare minting error, the value can increase substantially. If you happen to have a 1961 Lincoln penny with a double die error, a rare mint mark, or in pristine condition, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than you could have imagined. In fact, a 1961 Lincoln penny in top condition or with rare errors can be worth $44,000. Yes, you heard that right, $44,000. That's the kind of value you could unlock by finding the right 1961 Lincoln penny. So, if you have a collection of old pennies or happen to stumble upon a 1961 Lincoln penny in your change, make sure to give it a closer look. It might just be worth far more than you ever thought possible. If you're unsure of the value of your coin, don't hesitate to consult a professional coin dealer or appraiser. They can help you determine its worth and ensure that you don't miss out on any potential hidden treasure in your collection. Today's video is a real treat. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1966 Lincoln penny, an unassuming coin that could be hiding a treasure worth far more than you might expect. You might think of a penny as just a small, everyday piece of change, but the 1966 Lincoln penny could be much more valuable than you've ever imagined. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this little coin could be worth. Let's start with a quick history lesson about the Lincoln penny. This coin has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909 and has undergone several design changes over the years. The 1966 Lincoln penny, however, features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which became part of the design in 1959 to honor Lincoln's legacy and his role in shaping the nation. 1966 was a year of transition for the United States. The country was experiencing social and cultural upheaval as the civil rights movement and other significant events were changing the landscape of American society. The 1966 Lincoln penny, like the coins before it, was minted during a time of growth and development, and while it may seem like just another standard issue penny, it carries with it the historical weight of the era. In terms of design, the 1966 Lincoln penny doesn't stand out as particularly different from the ones before it. On the obverse, you'll find the iconic portrait of Lincoln, with his unmistakable profile looking to the right. His face, surrounded by the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1966, captures the image of a leader who helped preserve the Union and reshape the future of the United States. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, with its majestic column standing tall as a symbol of American ideals of freedom and democracy. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making it one of the most recognizable features in U.S. currency. Now, you may be wondering, why is the 1966 Lincoln penny so special? After all, it's just a penny, right? Well, what sets this coin apart from others is a combination of its condition, rarity, and potential minting errors that could increase its value dramatically. While millions of these coins were produced in 1966, not all of them have survived in great condition. Coins that were circulated heavily often show signs of wear and damage, but those that were kept in pristine condition are far rarer and much more valuable. A 1966 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation, is a rare find. Most pennies that were used in everyday transactions are marked up with scratches, dings, and discoloration, making them less appealing to collectors. However, if you're lucky enough to have a 1966 penny in near-perfect condition, it could be worth much more than its face value. This is because uncirculated coins are considered to be more desirable due to their superior condition, and collectors are always on the lookout for these pristine examples to add to their collections. But that's not all. Minting errors are another crucial factor that can skyrocket the value of a coin. The 1966 Lincoln penny, in particular, is no stranger to minting errors. Some of the most valuable coins are those that were struck with imperfections during the minting process. One common error that collectors look for in coins from this era is the double die variety. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, causing the images and text to appear doubled or misaligned. If you find a 1966 Lincoln penny with doubled lettering, such as Liberty or In God We Trust, you could have an extremely rare and valuable coin on your hands. Another valuable error that may appear on the 1966 Lincoln penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not aligned properly during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. Off-center coins are rare, and their unique appearance makes them highly desirable to collectors. If you come across a 1966 penny that shows this kind of error, it's worth paying attention to. It could be worth far more than its face value. The 1966 Lincoln penny is also notable for its composition. The U.S. Mint began using a copper-plated zinc composition for pennies in 1962, replacing the earlier 90% copper composition. This made the 1966 penny less valuable as scrap metal, but it did not diminish its value to collectors. In fact, the change in composition has made older pennies from the early 1960s, including the 1966 variety, even more sought after by collectors who value the historical shift in U.S. coinage. So, how much could your 1966 Lincoln penny be worth? If it's in excellent, uncirculated condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But if you've got one with a minting error, like a double die or an off-center strike, you could be sitting on a true treasure. The value of a 1966 Lincoln penny can vary greatly depending on its condition and any potential errors, but some of these coins have been known to fetch impressive sums at auctions. If you've got a 1966 Lincoln penny in your collection, it could be worth $41,000. Yes, you heard that right, $41,000. This is the potential value of a 1966 Lincoln penny in pristine condition or with a rare minting error. So, take a moment to check your change or dig through your coin collection. There could be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a coin with a rare error or one that's simply been well preserved over the years, the 1966 Lincoln penny could be a valuable addition to any collection. If you're not sure how to determine the value of your coin, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional coin dealer or an appraiser. They can provide a more accurate assessment of your coin's worth and help you avoid missing out on a potential treasure. Today's video. We're diving deep into a piece of history that's hiding in plain sight, the 1968 Lincoln penny. It might seem like just another ordinary penny, but trust me, this coin holds a story, and a value, that might surprise you. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much a 1968 Lincoln penny could actually be worth. Now, let's set the stage. 1968 was a significant year in American history. The country was dealing with the turbulence of the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement, all while undergoing rapid social changes. Coinage, however, remained a part of the everyday American experience. At this time, the Lincoln penny was still going strong and it featured the familiar design with Abraham Lincoln's image on the front. On the back, you'll see the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to honor Lincoln's legacy. This was a coin produced for the people, yet like so many others from this era, it has become much more valuable to the right collector. So, what makes the 1968 Lincoln penny so special, especially when compared to other pennies? Let's break it down. The design itself is nothing out of the ordinary. On the obverse, you have the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Lincoln's image is immortalized on the penny, making this coin instantly recognizable. Surrounding his profile, you'll see the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," along with the year 1968. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial sits front and center, with its iconic pillars and steps. The reverse design was introduced in 1959, and since then, it's become one of the most enduring images in American currency. It serves as a tribute to Lincoln and his role in uniting the country during its most trying times, but let's get into the real reason you're here, the value of the 1968 Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, right? How much could it possibly be worth? Well, here's where things get interesting. While most pennies from this era may not have much value beyond their face value, the 1968 Lincoln penny has seen its worth increase significantly over the years, and for good reason. You see, the value of any coin, including the 1968 Lincoln penny, largely depends on its condition and rarity. If you happen to find a 1968 penny in mint condition or uncirculated, that's when things really start to get exciting. As you can imagine, most pennies from this time were spent in everyday transactions, meaning they're often worn, scratched, and faded. However, uncirculated pennies, the ones that have been kept in pristine condition since they were minted, are far rarer and more valuable. If you happen to have one of these coins in your collection, you might be holding on to something much more valuable than just a penny, but condition isn't the only factor that can affect the value of a 1968 Lincoln penny. Minting errors are another significant contributor to a coin's rarity and value. The U.S. Mint, despite its precision, isn't perfect, and occasionally, errors occur during the minting process. These errors can result in one-of-a-kind coins that collectors are eager to add to their collections. Some of the most valuable errors on the 1968 Lincoln penny include double die, strikes, and off-center strikes. A double die error happens when a coin is struck twice by the same die, causing the design to appear doubled or misaligned. If you find a 1968 Lincoln penny with a double die error, you might have something truly rare and valuable on your hands. The doubled letters, numbers, or features on the coin make it a standout piece, and collectors will pay a premium for these types of errors. Another type of error that can drastically increase the value of a 1968 Lincoln penny is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be stamped off-center. These coins are unique, and their unusual appearance makes them highly desirable to collectors. An off-center 1968 Lincoln penny could be worth significantly more than a regular penny in excellent condition. Additionally, the mint mark plays a role in the coin's value. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Most 1968 Lincoln pennies were minted in Philadelphia and don't carry a mint mark, but if you happen to come across one with a D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver, you could see a slightly higher value compared to those without a mint mark. However, the main factor that determines the true value of a coin is its condition and rarity, particularly if you have a coin with any of the errors we just mentioned. So, let's get to the exciting part. How much is the 1968 Lincoln penny worth? As we mentioned earlier, a penny in circulated condition is likely worth no more than its face value of 1 cent. However, if you have an uncirculated 1968 Lincoln penny or one with a minting error, you could be looking at a much higher price. A pristine, uncirculated example can fetch hundreds of dollars, but when it comes to rare minting errors or especially well-preserved coins, the value can soar to impressive heights. In fact, some of these coins, depending on their condition and rarity, have been known to sell for as much as $44,000, yes, that's right, $44,000. For a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent, this is an incredible amount of money. So, if you've got a 1968 Lincoln penny lying around, now is the time to take a closer look at it. Whether it's a coin with a minting error or one that has remained in perfect condition over the years, you might have a valuable treasure hiding in your collection. If you're unsure about the value of your coin, it's always wise to consult with a professional numismatist or coin dealer who can help you assess its worth and determine if it's worth the big bucks. Today's discovery will absolutely blow your mind. We're going to talk about something that could turn your everyday pocket change into a small fortune, the 1967 Lincoln penny. This seemingly ordinary coin could be worth far more than you expect, and by the end of this video, you'll see why it's worth checking your collection or coin jar to see if you have one hidden away. Now, we all know that Lincoln pennies have been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909. The iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln has been etched into the minds of Americans for more than a century. However, when it comes to the 1967 Lincoln penny, things get a little more intriguing. Most people might look at this penny and think, it's just another penny, but for coin collectors, the 1967 penny is anything but ordinary. Let's take a step back and explore the history and design of the 1967 Lincoln penny. If you've ever looked at a Lincoln penny, you're familiar with the image of Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse side of the coin. This was designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, and it's become one of the most enduring images in American currency. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which has graced the back of the penny since 1959. This edition was a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, commemorating the legacy of the 16th President of the United States, who is often regarded as one of the greatest leaders in U.S. history. The 1967 Lincoln penny was minted during a time of major historical events. The country was in the middle of the Vietnam War, civil rights movements were taking shape, and America was going through many social and cultural changes. While the country was undergoing transformation, the U.S. Mint was churning out millions of these pennies for everyday use. However, even in the midst of mass production, a select few of these pennies have become rare treasures for collectors. So, why is the 1967 Lincoln penny worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and sometimes even minting errors. Over time, most pennies from this era were circulated and worn out. But every so often, a coin survives the wear and tear of daily transactions, staying in near-perfect or uncirculated condition. These are the coins that can really be valuable to collectors. You might be asking, how much could a coin in good condition actually be worth? Well, let's break it down. Most 1967 pennies you find in circulation today are in fair to poor condition, tarnished, scratched, and worn from years of handling. These coins are typically worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, the ones that are in excellent condition, particularly those that were never circulated or those that have been stored carefully over the years, hold a much higher value. The next factor to consider is the potential for minting errors. During the minting process, sometimes mistakes happen, and these errors can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and valuable find. For the 1967 Lincoln penny, some of the most sought-after errors include double die strikes and off-center strikes. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice by the same die, causing the design to appear doubled or misaligned. If you come across a 1967 penny with doubled lettering or numbers, you may have just found a highly desirable coin for collectors. These kinds of errors are often seen on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" on the obverse, and they're incredibly rare. A 1967 penny with a noticeable double die error can be worth far more than a typical coin from that year. Another error that can significantly boost a coin's value is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a design that's not centered on the coin. Off-center strikes are unique because they give the coin a distinctive, one-of-a-kind appearance. For collectors, these coins are highly coveted, and the rarer the error, the higher the value. The 1967 Lincoln penny also comes with a variety of mint marks. The mint mark tells you where the coin was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. While most 1967 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and carry no mint mark, if you find a coin with a D mint mark, indicating it was struck in Denver, it may have a slightly higher value compared to the standard version. Although the mint mark is a key detail, the real value of the coin still lies in its overall condition and whether it has any unique minting errors. So, after all of this, you're probably wondering, just how much is a 1967 Lincoln penny worth? The answer depends largely on the coin's condition, rarity, and any minting errors. An average, well-worn 1967 penny might not fetch much more than its face value, but a 1967 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds of dollars, and if you're lucky enough to have one with a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, well, then you could be looking at a potential treasure worth much, much more. In fact, some of these rare 1967 Lincoln pennies, especially those with minting errors, have been known to sell for as much as $42,000, that's right, $42,000 for a coin that originally had a value of just 1 cent. If you have a 1967 Lincoln penny in your collection, now is the time to take a closer look. Whether it's an uncirculated gem or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Of course, if you're unsure about the value of your coin, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or coin dealer. They can give you an accurate assessment of its worth and help you determine if you've struck gold, or rather, struck a rare coin. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving into one of the most iconic coins in US history, the 1971 Lincoln penny. This little coin, which you might have lying around in your collection or tucked away in a coin jar, could be hiding a fortune. Yes, you heard that right, something as small as a penny could potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The 1971 Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin from the past, but there's much more to it than meets the eye. When most people think of pennies, they think of the common copper-colored coins we see every day. However, certain years, especially from the late 20th century, can hold significant value due to various factors like rarity, condition, and sometimes even minting errors. The 1971 Lincoln penny is no exception. Before we get into the details of why the 1971 penny is so valuable, let's take a closer look at its design. The Lincoln penny, which has been in circulation since 1909, features the image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the iconic words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" surrounding his profile. These elements have remained unchanged for over a century. The reverse side of the penny, however, is where things get interesting. In 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the reverse design of the Lincoln penny to feature the Lincoln Memorial. This design remained on the penny until 2008, and it represents the legacy of one of the United States' most revered presidents. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value of the 1971 Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, it's just a penny, right? How much could it really be worth? Well, the value of a coin is determined by several factors, and it's not just about the face value of the coin. The 1971 penny, in particular, can be worth significantly more than its original 1 cent, depending on a few key elements. The first factor to consider is the condition of the coin. Like all coins, the 1971 penny comes in different conditions, ranging from worn and tarnished coins to those in pristine, uncirculated condition. The more worn a coin is, the less valuable it typically is. But if you have a 1971 penny that has remained in mint condition over the years, without any scratches, tarnish, or wear, it's a much rarer find, and that can increase its value significantly. Coins that have been carefully stored or never used in circulation are highly sought after by collectors, and they can fetch far more than a coin that has been passed around in everyday transactions. But there's more. Another key element that can affect the value of a coin is the presence of a minting error. Minting errors happen when the coin is struck incorrectly during the production process, resulting in unusual and unique features on the coin. For collectors, these errors can be a goldmine. In fact, some of the most valuable coins in history are worth huge sums because they have rare minting errors. For the 1971 Lincoln penny, some of the most valuable error types include double die errors and off-center strikes. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice, and as a result, the design appears to be doubled. This typically happens with the letters and numbers on the coin, creating a distinct and noticeable flaw that collectors love. If you have a 1971 penny with a double die error, you could be sitting on a rare and valuable piece. Another minting error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear off-center. These coins are unique because of their uneven appearance, and collectors consider them highly desirable. If you find a 1971 penny with an off-center strike, you could have a coin that's worth much more than its face value. In addition to minting errors, the mint mark is another factor that can affect the value of the coin. The mint mark tells you where the coin was produced, whether it was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Most 1971 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and don't have a mint mark, but there were also pennies made in Denver that carry the D mint mark. Although the mint mark is not the most important factor in determining the coin's value, it can play a role in adding a bit more worth to the coin, especially when combined with its condition and any potential minting errors. Now, here's the part that will really get your heart racing. How much could the 1971 Lincoln penny actually be worth? While most pennies from this time period are worth only a few cents, the ones that are in uncirculated condition, or those with rare minting errors, can fetch much higher prices. A well-preserved 1971 penny in pristine condition might be worth a few dollars, but if you're lucky enough to have one with a significant error, you could be looking at a much bigger payout. And we're not talking about just a couple $100s here. If you happen to have a 1971 Lincoln penny in excellent condition or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $48,000. Yes, that's right, $48,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but this is the reality for rare, uncirculated, or error-struck coins. So, take a close look at your coins. You never know if the humble 1971 Lincoln penny you've had lying around is the next hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. As always, if you're unsure of your coin's value, it's a good idea to take it to a professional numismatist or coin dealer who can give you an accurate appraisal. They'll be able to help you determine if your coin is just another penny or if you've stumbled upon a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their incredible value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.